Hi, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to talk about why I crave failure and you should too. Fear of failing is the number one thing that causes us to not accomplish our goals, and I'm going to give you an example from my own life. When I was 13 years old, I started watching anime. Growing up, I really loved anime, like Studio Ghibli films, and then it turned into watching like Black Butler, which I was really into at that age, and because of this love of anime, I got super into Japan and Japanese culture. If you couldn't already tell by my username and my banner, I still am very into Japanese culture and pop culture. When I first discovered anime, I really wanted to learn Japanese so that I could understand what I was watching without subtitles, which is a very common motivation for people who want to learn Japanese. Japanese, however, is known as one of the hardest languages to learn, especially for English speakers. As well as having 3 alphabets, these factors really deter people from even taking the first step in learning Japanese. So, when I was 13, I went to a book fair, and there they had a Genki textbook, which is a Japanese textbook that is super standard for beginners to use. And I picked it up because it was free, and I told myself I'm gonna learn Japanese. I tried on and off for years to fully commit myself to learning Japanese. But every time it got a little bit too hard, I instantly started doubting myself and thinking, well, what's the point? I'm just going to fail. That fear of failure genuinely held me back from doing what I wanted to do. Now I'm 22 and I've fully committed myself to learning Japanese. I've already finished hiragana, katakana, and now I've moved on to kanji. And I already know like 20 kanji, just by heart. I might not be completely where I want to be in terms of learning this language, but I've gotten to a point that I never thought I would have ever gotten to. This is because I completely let go of my fear of failure. I thought even if I fail at Japanese, it doesn't matter because I tried. And with that mindset, I ended up not failing. I still study Japanese. Every week, I do it about maybe 3 or 4 times a week while I'm working, and if I have free time, I will study Japanese. And once I relinquished that fear of failure, I actually noticed that I was phenomenal at language learning. I'm too good at language learning. But because I previously didn't believe in myself, I never even found out how good and strong I was in that aspect. I am now confident that I could learn any language in the world because I just tried my best at one. Another thing with failure is that, actually, failure is your biggest strength. Failure is the thing that pushes you towards accomplishing your goals. I know it sounds strange, but it's true, and let me explain. Once you fail, you realize the only place you can go is up. You can only move forward once you fail. Every time that my life has gone so astronomically terrible, it's just I'm at rock bottom and I've failed at everything I wanted to do. Huge opportunities just knock at my door because at that point, once I've failed so many times, I've come to the realization that I can accept that failure as something that is propelling me into success. For instance, a more recent example is making this YouTube channel. Before I started posting videos on this YouTube channel, I was unemployed for about 3 to 4 months, I would say. I was literally at my lowest point. I'm the type of person who gets very anxious and depressed when I don't have a job. Number 1, I'm not making any money, which really worries me. Number 2, I just like being busy. During this period, I was frantically searching for a job and doing nothing else. I truly felt like I had hit rock bottom. I couldn't even wash my face. I couldn't buy new makeup. I couldn't buy new skincare. I couldn't buy clothes. I couldn't buy new underwear, socks, anything. I couldn't buy anything because I had no money. And this put me in a cycle. A cycle where I believed I could do nothing. I was at my worst. I couldn't do anything from here. Like I'm stuck in this cycle forever and it's never gonna end and there's no hope. But I needed to experience that failure. You can't win all the time. That's not how life works. Because in order to win, you must fail. So after I finally got out of that period of searching frantically for a job, I finally got a job, a day job, in which I could just pay my bills and then feel free to do whatever I wanted. This job that I have right now is a huge blessing in my life. And it really made me realize that I had to hit rock bottom to even be able to start the things I wanted to do. So after I got this job, I decided, let's post some YouTube videos. I've been holding it back for way too long. I was scared of what people would think of me. I didn't want to show my face. I had been making faceless content for a while, and it wasn't going very far. I really enjoyed my community, and I enjoyed what I was doing, but at some point I needed a change, and I needed to truly be myself. So I decided I would put myself out there as soon as I got that job. And I'm not saying you have to wait until you're employed. Honestly, I think I should have done it even before I got that job. But I am saying sometimes you need to appreciate failure because it'll push you to do the things you really want to do, and those things might be even more successful than you ever imagined. These YouTube videos I've been putting out have been more successful than I had ever imagined. I went from barely having 10 to largest amount of viewers, 300, to now having 2 to 3K per video. So that is a huge advancement in my career. It might not seem much to other people, but to me, it means the world. And then something so amazing like that can happen by simply just failing at everything in life. Because once you've failed at everything, you've let go of all those people, you've let go of all those situations. You are ready to move on. And it may feel really bad in the moment. I had to lose my parents. I had to lose my best friend. I had to lose so many people to get where I am right now, to have the confidence to even do this thing that I'm doing right now. And all of those losses felt like horrible failures. And I thought, I've lost everyone. I've lost everything. Like there's nothing left for me. But that's not true. Once you have nothing to lose. That's when you have everything to gain. So lean into failure. Lean into it. If that's the only thing that's going on in your life, let it happen. Because I promise, once you've failed at everything, you will excel in something even greater than you've ever failed before. Instead of shaming yourself and dwelling in that failure, you can really turn your life around. The main point is, don't stop after you fail. Keep fucking going. Because failure is nothing but a redirection. It's just telling you, hey, you're not doing the right thing. And you need to let go of these things that aren't serving you so that you can step into that power. And I'm telling you, all of us have power deep inside of us. It's there. It's right inside of your chest and your heart and your brain, your mind. You are powerful. But you need to tap into that power to be able to use it. So if you're failing consistently and feel like you have no power, trust me, you're in the most powerful position you could possibly be in. Rock bottom is your best friend. Failure is a blessing because it's just a redirection to get you in the right place. You oftentimes are in the completely wrong place for your life and for yourself. You're in places that are not mentally, physically healthy for you. You're in a mindset that is torturous and you just don't know what you're doing and you feel lost. But once you let go of those things, once you fail at those things, you're able to realize that wasn't for me and now I can move on. Don't you ever feel that once you hit rock bottom, that's truly the lowest you can go? Because I've heard this from so many people. So many different people have these same experiences. It's just a human experience. We all go through failure, and it's just how we decide to approach that failure. Are we going to look at it as, my life sucks, I'm failing at everything? Or are we going to look at it like, thankfully, I am failing at this thing because it's not for me. Thankfully, I'm failing at this person because they're not for me. There's so many ways you can look at things, and when you limit yourself to a negative viewpoint of everything in your life, you don't win. You will simply fail, but it won't be beneficial to you because you're looking at it as just a failure and not an opportunity for you to get your ass back up. You need to use and abuse failure. You need to be dominant over your failure. You need to say thank you to your failure, and then you need to kick its ass and go and do something else. Move on from that failure because once you're at that rock bottom, lowest point in your life, you have every opportunity to go up. You are at a very advantageous position. People who are already successful feel like a void. There's a void in their heart. There's a void in their life. And you are at a point where you don't have that success. You don't have the burden of success yet. You only have the burden of failure. And if you're actually able to move past that failure and project yourself into success, you have to make sure your intentions are clear. Otherwise, another failure will come. However, that will be for the best because these failures are lessons. They're lessons to let you know either your intention wasn't right, your execution wasn't right, you weren't doing the thing that is integral to you, your passion, what is important to you in your soul. You weren't doing that. You were doing something else. You were trying to be someone else. And when you're trying to be someone else, you will fail. The only way to win is to be authentic and also to appreciate those failures because they are just telling you who you're supposed to be. Especially to the people out there who are lost. Trust me, look deeper into those failures. Think, why am I failing over and over? It's because the things you're doing are not authentic to you. And once you finally tap into your authentic self, your failures will feel like blessings. They'll feel like your biggest strengths. You won't be afraid to fail because you know that it's for your highest good. We're not robots. We don't get everything right the first time. And that's what's beautiful about being a human being. Failure is beautiful. It's a thing that reminds us that we can learn from our mistakes. We can learn from the things that we thought we were supposed to do, but we're not actually supposed to do. That's how you learn. You're not supposed to do things, by failing. It's not a big deal. It's actually one of your greatest advantages, so take advantage of it. Honestly, that's all I had to say about failure. I just hope whoever's watching this, you take that opportunity to learn from your failures and learn from your mistakes and appreciate them, because you're just learning more about yourself and who you're supposed to be. If you like this video, please like the video, comment, and subscribe, please. And I will see you next video. I post twice a week. Keep posted, and I'll see you later. Bye.